Assalamu alaikum. I'm here with Zaffar Qureshi. He is from occupied Kashmir, and here he's in the UK as a Kashmir activist. I'm going to ask about the Kashmir issue. Zaffar, if you can tell me what is the current situation in Kashmir today?
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah for this opportunity. As you are aware, Kashmir has been under a very intense curfew for the last over 4 months coming now. And during this curfew, I believe this is one of the worst curfews that I've in the modern history, where everything has been stopped. Yeah, everything has been blocked, from communication been blocked, media been gagged at many times, newspapers such as Greater Kashmir Reader was even ceased from circulation. Moreover, there are over 16,000 people officially in the hospitals which are injured and wounded. There are over 400 people that have been blinded by the excess use of pellets in proportional use, where the army is using pellets through shotguns deliberately targeted in the upper body, causing a grievous harm. During the last 3 months or 4 months, over 100 of my brothers and sisters have been killed by the Indian forces. And unfortunately, the world is silent. Moreover, worse, what the Indian government is at the moment doing is, it has actually stopped the non-governmental organizations, the aid organizations like Azhar or international organizations from providing any aid to the people of Kashmir in the valley.
And also in the media, they've been showing youth activists on the streets of Kashmir. People are saying they're extremists, they're fundamentalists. Can you just explain what's happening on the ground when the youth are coming on the streets of Kashmir?
A very good question, and I believe it's unfortunate the way the Indian government and the media is portraying us peaceful people of Kashmir. The Kashmiris have been under occupation for the last 70 years, and we have always maintained a peaceful protest. We've tried to raise our voices through peaceful protests, through walking down the streets, but no extremism. You cannot say a teenager and a 22-year-old young man, Burhanwani, who was born and brought up in Kashmir from a well-educated background, he never crossed any borders, is an extremist. A 14-year-old girl, Insha Malik, who was standing on her balcony watching the crisis that were happening outside her house, who was shot by the army, blinded by a palace. She was not an extremist. 4-year-old Zahra Majid, a 4-year-old daughter who was sitting in the lap of her parents, was hit by the palace. She was not an extremist. Yeah. Recently, brother Nayar, who was from Pulwam district, a 16-year-old who was walking with his friends going towards a mosque. He was chased by army. He was not carrying any protest. He was not carrying any stones. He was not carrying a gun. No, the people of Kashmir are a peace-loving people. India is trying to term this as a communal, as a religious war. It is for the right of self-determination through the peaceful means. Yes, my brothers, my sisters in Kashmir are coming out to the streets, raising their voices with whatever means they can. It's because the Indian army is there. Over 750,000 Indian forces currently occupy the cities and the valley of the Kashmir, completely bringing it to its standstill.
And finally, how can the British community in England help you with the Kashmir cause, or how can we raise it to the Member of Parliament?
The core issue started after the partition of the India and Pakistan from the British government. This is one of the issues that the British government left behind as a legacy, an unresolved issue. People of Kashmir, my people of Kashmir, were promised a right of self-determination in the United Nations. Moreover, Britain is a champion of human rights violation. We aspire to be the greatest nation, both on human rights as well as the power of in the international world. And that cannot be achieved unless we give the people of Kashmir, the British people, the British government has to give the people of Kashmir their right of self-determination. We have to stand up against the human rights violation. Thousands of human rights violations that take place every day in the Indian occupied Kashmir. Gang rapes, molestation, killings, burning of properties, forced disappearances, our human rights activities like Khurram Parvez, our leaders, the freedom leaders like Yasin Malik, Gilani, Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani, Mirwais Umar Farooq, they've been jailed, imprisoned. People who want to protest outside peacefully are not allowed to do so. And the British government needs to highlight these issues, the humanitarian violations. The community, the British community that are out there need to go out, use every forms of media possible, whether that's web, whether that's TV, whether that's radio, and make sure that we create an awareness of the situation that's happening in Kashmir.
Thank you.